Imagine boarding a bus on a sunny afternoon, unaware that in moments your life will shatter. For an 18-year-old girl in Mexico City, a horrific crash would break her spine, her collarbone, and her pelvis. But it would not break her spirit. This is the story of Frida Kahlo. Frida was no stranger to pain. At age 6, she contracted polio, which left her right leg thinner than the left. Cruel children called her Frida Pegleg. To hide it, she wore long skirts and multiple socks, developing a unique fashion sense that would later become iconic worldwide. The bus accident was brutal. A metal handrail pierced through her body. Doctors didn't think she would survive. She spent months in a full-body cast, trapped in bed, staring at the ceiling. Her dream of becoming a doctor was destroyed instantly. But in that isolation, a new dream was born. Her father gave her a box of paints, and her mother installed a mirror above her bed. Unable to move, Frida began to paint the only subject she could see, herself. "I paint myself because I am so often alone," she said, "and because I am the subject I know best." Once she could walk again, she sought out Diego Rivera, the most famous artist in Mexico. She boldly asked for his critique. He was captivated by her talent and her fierce personality. Despite a 20-year age gap and his massive size compared to her frailty, they fell madly in love. Their marriage was passionate but volatile. Her parents called it the marriage of an elephant and a dove. It was filled with infidelity on both sides. Diego's affairs caused Frida immense pain, leading her to say, "I suffered 2 grave accidents in my life. One was the bus, the other was Diego." Frida desperately wanted children, but her body, damaged by the accident, could not hold them. She suffered multiple traumatic miscarriages. Instead of hiding this grief, she poured it onto the canvas, painting raw, bloody, and heartbreaking images that challenged the polite society of the art world. While the world saw her as Diego's wife, her art began to speak for itself. She traveled to Paris, where the Louvre purchased one of her paintings, the first work by a 20th-century Mexican artist to be acquired by the museum. She was finally stepping out of the giant's shadow. When Diego had an affair with Frida's own sister, it was the final straw. They divorced. In a devastating act of rebellion, Frida cut off her long, beloved black hair and painted self-portrait with cropped hair. She was declaring her independence and stripping away the femininity Diego loved. But their bond was too strange and too strong to break permanently. Less than a year later, they remarried. They lived together but led separate lives, understanding that they were soulmates who simply could not live apart, no matter how much they hurt each other. During this turmoil, she created her masterpiece, The Two Fridas. It showed 2 versions of herself holding hands, with exposed hearts connected by a vein. It represented her dual heritage and her split soul, the loved Frida and the unloved Frida. It remains one of the most recognized paintings in history. Her health continued to deteriorate. She underwent more than 30 surgeries in her lifetime. She wore steel corsets to hold her spine together, which she decorated with paintings. Even as her body failed, she turned her medical braces into art, refusing to be defined solely by her disability. In 1953, she had her first solo exhibition in Mexico. Her doctors forbade her from leaving her bed. So Frida had her 4-poster bed carried into the gallery. She arrived by ambulance and held court from her mattress, drinking and singing, the queen of her own tragedy. Shortly before she died at age 47, she painted a still life of watermelons. On the red pulp, she inscribed, "Viva la vida, long live life." Despite a life of agonizing pain, her final message to the world was a celebration of existence. Decades after her death, Frida mania took over the world. Her face appears on tote bags, mugs, and shirts globally. She became a symbol for feminists, the LGBTQ+ community, and anyone who has ever felt broken. She proved that vulnerability is a superpower. She refused to pluck her unibrow or hide her mustache, challenging beauty standards long before it was trendy. She wore traditional Tijuana dresses to honor her heritage. She was authentically herself in a world that wanted women to be quiet and polished. Frida Kahlo didn't paint dreams, she painted her own reality. She took the ugliest parts of life, pain, betrayal, and isolation, and transformed them into something beautiful. She taught us that even when we are broken, we can still create a masterpiece. She once wrote in her diary, "I hope the exit is joyful, and I hope never to return." But through her art, she never really left. Frida Kahlo remains the eternal muse of the brokenhearted and the brave. From the colorful streets of Mexico to the history books of the world, Her legend only grows. But she isn't the only one who changed history without a weapon. Which Frida painting speaks to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Biographies Repo and ring the bell for more incredible stories of the people who shaped our world.